I heard about AS4 because I'm a follower of Martha Plimpton on Twitter. So like so many great things, I came to it via Twitter. And the first video that I saw on the site was Louis Peitzman talking about the connection between gay rights and women's rights. And it articulated something so important in such a simple, accessible way. And I did more research and just realized that that's what this entire organization was about.
We're both performers here at the UCB Theater, and we do Ask Cat, the show, regularly. So we got involved because Sarah had contacted the theater about doing a benefit, and we were asked to participate in it, and we were super excited because it's such a great cause.
You know, I come from a long line of women who have sort of been involved with feminist actions, if you will. It's, you know, freedom to choose is a cause that has been important to me since I was born, and it means so much to me to see an organization of smart, funny women trying to spread that message in ways that aren't didactic and are deeply intelligent, and so I was very honored to play any small role in it. I think the most important thing that women can do to impact this issue is to be vocal about it. I think that's the first thing, and I understand that that can be really intimidating for people in certain communities because, I mean, AS4 really does speak to the fact that this is a scarlet letter issue and people are branded. I read so many upsetting articles this year about women who have sought healthy, safe abortions and the way that they've been isolated in their communities. And I think people in liberal communities often think, okay, I don't need to preach to the converted, all my friends already understand this, but people don't understand the extent to which women's rights aren't just being questioned, they're being revoked. And so I think that be vocal in your own community, even if you think everybody's already on your side.
I think it's great to have a fundraiser for this specific cause in terms of bringing together this community, which I think is a lot of young folks that are passionate about politics and current issues, and I think it's great because I think, to your point, like, I think this is an issue that needs more attention. So I'm glad that this is specifically addressing those specific rights, and that it's something that we're actively coming out and saying we support it.
When you are deciding where to share the small or large amount of money you invest in charity, as great as puppies are and as important as so many issues are, think a little closer to home. Think about how you would feel if suddenly you didn't have the right to choose.
Where can I concentrate my efforts? Is it like in my state? Is it national? Will it be helpful if I, you know, do something for other states? And sometimes it is honestly confusing to figure out what I can do.
Right.
So I think this website will be a great thing for me to look at and figure out how maybe I can help. Whether it's just like a simple signature, or even tweeting awareness out, or tumbling, or all those social media stuff. And it's also important. I think it is, like, growing up, we didn't have these, like, social media. Like, I only heard what was on, like, the news, like the local news, or like maybe listening to the radio, like in the car. But I think now it's such an important thing that you can spread that.
Voting with your dollar and really researching candidates and where they stand on this issue. I think that it's shocked a lot of my friends who are smart, educated, liberal girls when they find out just how dark things are getting, and just because you don't feel it deeply as a New Yorker or someone living in LA, doesn't mean that things aren't really backsliding in a very medieval way all over the country. And I think one of the greatest things you can do is get yourself involved in an organization like AS4 that really is kind of doing the research for you, because it's really, really lucky to have people who can and want to inform you on these issues.
But I think it's important to say that a woman's right to an abortion is something that should be protected and available, not just, you know, over the overall cause of, like, feminist interests or women's rights interests, but specifically saying, I support a woman's right to make this choice. I think that's very important.
The most important part of the show tonight is watching. Those guys are unbelievable. They make you feel like such a slouch just by standing up and doing it, and to be in a room full of people who wanted to laugh and also clearly understood what an important cause is.
It's kind of messed up that somebody else can decide what I can do to my body. That just seems like so crazy.
Yeah.
To, like, think about that, like, oh, I can't go do this because a bunch of dudes decided that I can't. I think this is like it's going to be a great thing.